Look, a few years ago I was dead broke, with $400 to my name. Now, I make upwards of $2,000 a day, and no, I didn't just get lucky, and oh boy, if you knew how much I grinded to get there, you wouldn't even believe. And also, I don't have rich parents. My father's a nurse and my mother a nursing assistant. The only reason that's been possible is because I followed a very specific strategy, and most importantly, I stopped wasting time, and in this video, I'm going to show you how. Let me tell you something most gurus won't. Your life is a direct reflection of how you spend your time, period. It's not your background, it's not your education, and it's also not your connections. It's your time. When I hit rock bottom 3 to 4 years ago, I was drowning in anxiety, constantly refreshing social media, and watching other people live their dreams while I was stuck in a nightmare of my own creation. I was that guy who complained about being broke while binge-watching Netflix series for 6 hours straight. This stops today for you. Real change and real transformation only happen the moment you decide to stop accepting and tolerating mediocrity. I'm going to break down exactly how I went from making pennies to generating $2,000 in profit in one single day with my business. And I will explain it so simply that even a child could understand it. First, let's get this out of the way. We need to talk about your environment. You can't become a millionaire or make 10K per month in the same space that's keeping you broke. The truth is that your current environment is designed to keep you exactly where you are. Now look, I'm not saying you have to move out tomorrow because I know it's probably very unrealistic. But just look around you right now. Does it scream success or comfort? I transformed my environment completely. It's been years since I haven't watched TV properly. I deleted social media apps from my phone. I changed the people I talk to daily. Now, does that sound extreme? Maybe. But you have to realize that's exactly why most people stay broke. They're not willing to do what's uncomfortable. You have to realize that your brain is like a sponge. It absorbs whatever you expose it to. When I was broke, I was constantly feeding my mind garbage. TV shows, endless scrolling, friends who complain about everything and their jobs and the government, but never did anything to improve their lives. Now, I feed my mind with content from people who are where I want to be. I listen to business podcasts after work. I read books instead of checking Instagram. In fact, I deleted the app from my phone. I go to sleep early and I wake up early at 4:30 a.m. instead of doing a bunch of nonsense or watching another Netflix show. Now, unfortunately, we're not allowed to share everything on YouTube, which is why I've recorded a free video to show you how I made over $1,000 a day in profit from my laptop. And right now, we're also offering a few free consultation calls with me or my team to help you come up with a game plan to reach financial freedom in 90 days or less using the PTP method. Now, I highly suggest you click the link in the description below when you're done watching this video. But be quick, because spots feed up extremely fast and soon we'll be forced to take the video down. The other thing that allowed me to stop wasting time and make upwards of $2,000 in a day was realizing that my biggest enemy was myself. Not the economy, not my lack of connections, not my starting point, me. I had paralyzing social anxiety. The thought of calling potential clients made me physically sick, but I realized something very powerful. Fear is just an emotion, not a command. It can't force you to do things. So I started doing one uncomfortable thing every single day. I started to message people on social media that could benefit from my offer. I started to call people. Maybe right now you're scared to start your business. Maybe you're scared, you think, oh, it's too risky, it's gonna take too much money. But everybody has these same thoughts. I had the same thoughts 4 to 5 years ago. The fear never completely goes away, but you learn to act despite it. And that is what separates the successful from people who stay stuck forever and who never make more money. Believe me, if I went from being so anxious, I couldn't even leave the house, what makes you think you couldn't overcome your fears too and do even better than me? Think about this. What scares you right now about making more money? Is it talking to strangers? Is it putting yourself out there? Is it the fear of rejection? Whatever it is, that's exactly what you need to run toward, not away from. You have to realize that successful people don't have less fear or stress than you do. They just have more courage. The third thing that changed everything was understanding that money is abundant, not scarce. We're taught from childhood that money is hard to earn, that rich people are just lucky, and that there's never enough to go around. That is complete nonsense, designed to keep you small and obedient. Money is literally everywhere, just look around you. There are people spending thousands of dollars every day on solution to their problems. Your job is simply to position yourself as that solution. When I started my consulting business, I didn't focus on making money. I focused on solving specific problems for specific people. I identified businesses that were losing money and I offered to fix that. When you can show someone how to save or make them $10,000, for example, they would happily pay you $2,000, $3,000, even $5,000. Now, let's talk about actually taking action. Most people are professional planners, but amateur executors. They spend months creating the perfect strategy, but never actually implement it. I was guilty of this too, I'm gonna be honest with you. The hard truth you need to accept is that your first attempt will probably suck. Your first client call will be awkward. Your first offer will probably get rejected. But that's how you learn and improve. And I made more progress in 1 month of imperfect action than in a whole year of perfect planning. If you were sitting with a billionaire and told them they were lucky, they would tell you that you're the lucky one. Why? Because you're probably young and they're old. I want you to understand something fundamental. Time is your most valuable asset. Not money, not connections, not even skills. Time. We all get the same 24 hours, but most people waste 22 of them. So here's how I structure my time to make $2,000 in a day. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. The reason I do this is because those early morning hours are distraction-free. From 5 to about 8 or 8:30, I work on learning new skills, studying successful people, improving my current skills, or coming up with ideas and ways to improve my business. From 9:50 to noon, I get back to work, and then I have lunch at noon, and I get back to work around 1 p.m. by checking customer messages, emails, and stuff like that. And then I work until 4 to sometimes 5 p.m., and sometimes it can go up to 6:30 p.m. But I do light work. That's typically if I have sales calls to take. But usually, I'm going to stop at 4:30 to 5 and just read or watch CEO interviews, spend time with the people I love. And that's how I can get more done in 1 day than most people accomplish in a week. And because I'm focused on high-value activities, my income reflects my focus. Now, a lot of people think that if they want to make more money, they need to start investing in the stock market or crypto. And let me show you why that's not actually the right way to think and why that's actually going to keep you broke. When I made my first $1,000, I didn't put it in stocks or crypto. I invested it in education and mentorship. This is critical if you're making under $10,000 per month. I paid thousands of dollars to join a consulting group where I could learn from people already making the kind of money I wanted to make. And while it was scary at first because I had to bet on myself, those couple $1,000s turned into my first 10K, 20K, etc. So it's a gigantic return in months, not in years. Most college degrees are super expensive. They won't even give you a tenth of that return on investment. You graduate, then you go work, not even to make money for yourself, to repay all of your debts. That's what you're doing. You're in the red from the start. Most people try to save their way to wealth, pinching pennies, while ignoring the fact that increasing your income has unlimited potential. You can only cut so many expenses, but your income can grow infinitely if you have the right knowledge and take the right actions. Another crucial mindset shift was taking full responsibility for my results. At the end of the day, nobody is coming to save you. Not the government, not your parents, not some miracle opportunity. Your life is 100% your responsibility. When I was broke, I blamed everything. The economy, my upbringing, bad luck. But the moment I took ownership, everything changed. I stopped seeing myself as a victim and started seeing myself as the creator of my circumstances. If you're not where you want to be right now, that's on you. Is it harsh? Maybe. But is it true? Yes. But here's the good news. If it's up to you, if it's your fault or it's your responsibility, then it means you have the power to change it. Let's talk about focus. The average person's attention is fractured across a dozen different goals and projects. They want to start a YouTube channel, learn coding, begin investing, start a side hustle, and get in shape, all at the same time. And what's the result? They make minimal progress in everything. I decided to focus exclusively on building my business for 12 months. I wasn't going to focus on other business ideas or get distracted by shiny objects. I just had one clear goal with specific actions to complete every single day. You have to understand that the human mind is designed to solve problems it's clearly focused on. So when you give your brain one clear objective instead of 20 vague ones, it becomes like a missile locked in on its target. Another game changer for me was understanding the power of momentum. Success is not about being motivated, it's about getting momentum. Motivation comes and goes, but momentum builds over time with consistent action. So when I got started in business, I committed to 50 to 100 client outreach attempts every single day, regardless of how I felt. Some days I was excited, other days I wanted to quit, but I did those outreach attempts every single day without fail. And that's how I got my first customers. Do you think I could avoid success with that level of consistent action? It's not possible. At some point you do get lucky. But the truth is most people give up after 5 rejections, after 1 week of trying, not understanding that success is often waiting just beyond that point of giving up. Now, unfortunately, we're not allowed to share everything on YouTube, which is why I've recorded a free video to show you how I made over $1,000 a day in profit from my laptop. And right now, we're also offering a few free consultation calls with me or my team to help you come up with a game plan to reach financial freedom in 90 days or less using the PTP method. Now, I highly suggest you click the link in the description below when you're done watching this video. But be quick, because spots fill up extremely fast and soon we'll be forced to take the video down. Something else you need to realize is that your income is directly tied to the complexity of problems you can solve. When I was making minimum wage, I was solving simple problems anyone could handle. Now I solve complex problems that few people understand, and I'm paid accordingly. This means investing in your knowledge is non-negotiable. Every day, I spend at least 2 hours learning something that makes me more valuable in the marketplace, something that will make me more money. I'm not talking about mindless content consumption. I mean deliberate, focused learning that translates to marketable skills. One of my biggest breakthroughs came when I niched down. Initially, I tried to help any business with any problem, and that was a recipe for mediocrity. Then, I focused exclusively on helping agency owners, coaches, and consultants to get more sales calls. So my level of understanding of the market, my expertise deepened, my results improved, and I could charge higher prices because I wasn't just a generalist anymore. Remember this, the riches are in the niches. The more specific your expertise, the more you can charge for it. Now, let's talk about scaling. Once I was consistently making money every month, I created systems to scale to $2,000 sometimes per day without working more hours. So I hired virtual assistants to handle administrative tasks. I created templates for common client deliverables. I built a program. I developed a repeatable client acquisition system. Most people try to do everything themselves and wonder why they're stuck. You can't multiply your income without multiplying yourself through systems and people. Here's the brutal reality. Most people will never escape their financial situation because they're not willing to become uncomfortable. They want the reward without the risk, the result without the work, the destination without the journey. If you want what others don't have, you must be willing to do what others won't do every single day. Let me leave you with this. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is consistently executing on the right step-by-step process. Making $2,000 per day didn't happen because I'm special. It happened because I made a decision and backed it with relentless, focused action every single day. I made no excuses. I didn't procrastinate, and I stopped waiting for the right time.